Good morning. Black Friday is over. It's Wednesday. It's VapeAM. Today we're looking at the Mjolnir from Cthulhu Mod. It's VapeAM. We're looking at the Mjolnir RDA from Cthulhu Mod. This is gonna be nice. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It is cold and fally and rainy and crazy in Seattle. Hope you have a nice one. Welcome back to VapeAM on Juicy Jones HQ. I'm Juicy Jones myself. The only vape reviewer I know of that doesn't lie to you or try to sell you every damn thing on the screen and doesn't insult your intelligence. Anyway, this is our morning show. It's Vape AM. This is episode 211 of this show, if I'm not mistaken. That is a lot of episodes, and I hope all of you are doing really well. It's a live show, so we're here for an hour Wednesdays and Saturdays. Today we're running a little bit late. Had some health problems in the house, and I am sorry about that. So everybody who's in the audience, hello and good morning. David Harms, Michaela, Dr. Dolphy, Owen, James. Who else is there? Mike Buryanek, great to see you. I'm sorry I missed your name up there in the list. We were chatting earlier, making tea and the like before the show. Ed, who is making sourdough and looks really great. Everybody be careful during the bad weather we're having everywhere. We're having weather like crazy everywhere, all over the place. And even in Seattle, it is insanely rainy. It's morning time and I'm vaping on my Mjolnir RDA, which is right here. Let me just zoom in a little. Boom. There it is. We're going to take this thing apart, rebuild it, talk about it, and do the whole 9 yards. I've got the box right here too. I'm going to show you all about that. And that's what we're doing today. This is a single coil RDA from Cthulhu Mod and Anthony Vapes. Hello, Anthony Vapes. And the idea here is that it's very cooling. It's got a double chamber inside that's supposed to cool down the vape as you go. And it has an airflow such that you can drip into it and it does not leak out the airflow from the bottom. And the airflow is bottom. I'm going to take it all apart and show it to you here in a second. And overall, I like this thing pretty well. It's not exactly my style, and I'll show you some of the things that I don't love about it, but I do like this, and I want to, very first, before I do anything, say thank you to Cthulhu Mod for sending this to me. The people at Cthulhu Mod are one of the few vape manufacturers that takes chances, works with a little guy, tries to do things that are a little bit off kilter, and they do things that are very direct lung, single coil, mouth to lung tanks. They do things that are on the fringe that are great. And so I just really love those guys over there, and I appreciate that, and I thank you. And that's all I wanted to say. So here is the guy. Let me show you what you get in the package first. Of course, I'll give you a little tease here. Oh, there it is. But this is the box it comes in. They've been doing this. Last year they had the cloth boxes, and this year they have the little metal boxes. I think I'll move the focus maybe just a little further back so that it's not quite so close. Give you a little bit more space there. Okay, there we go. Warnings. Description. They said that it vapes like a 20 millimeter inside, even though it's a 24. And we'll do some measurements and I'll show you. It comes with a 510 adapter for the 810, and it comes with a 510, a tiny one. This one's a little dirty. I was using it just earlier. I'm a huge fan of 510s too. As you guys know, Black Friday is over, and look what I bought myself for Black Friday. I bought myself Dot Mod Friction Fit 510s. These are the best. I've been using this one and this one for a while, and I've decided that I like the 810 better in this guy, at least for my current build. But it's cool that they send this, and I appreciate it. Cthulhu Mod always includes good kit, I will say. They always have. A couple of warranty cards, or just one rather, a little manual right here. It shows you how the airflow is constructed, how it uses a double chamber inside to dissipate heat, and a little bit about Anthony Vapes. Hello, Anthony Vapes. Again, the backside's not even in a different language. They include a kit that includes an Allen key. They included 2 Allen keys, and what have I done? I've lost one of them. I won't need one because I have it here in the desk. But I feel bad that this is in the kitchen. It has 2 Allen keys, one for the post and one for the 510. It has a flathead for the old 510, the non-squonk 510, extra grub screws, O-rings. So that's nice. Love the folks at Cthulhu Mod. They always really try to do this. Yeah, don't take that as what comes from them. I lost the second tool. As you guys know, one of my most annoying pet peeves is when they don't include all the tools you need to adjust the device in the device. So here is the actual RDA. Let me take it off of here. One of the things I wanted to show you is that the thing is not entirely super clean. And I've had it on here on this actual mod for maybe a day, and I had it on other ones before that. But so it's not super duper clean. Right now, what's happening, let me just secure that down there. It came off a little bit. But just so you know, I have had a few problems with leakage through the O-rings. I think it's from the O-rings on the side, is what I'm pretty sure. So I probably need to just make those a little bit beefier, a little bit fatter and softer. That's my recommendation. But one thing I really love about this is the reason it's on the mod is that when you move this airflow, you have a dual Cyclops airflow on each side that's adjustable. For direct to lung vaping, this isn't really suitable for mouth to lung. I actually vape this about right there. And the top locks on here. So remember how I've been talking about how everyone needs to copy these little locks on their RDAs? Well, Cthulhu Mod has done that. Anthony Vapes had the idea too. There's the notch. There's the notch. And once it's on there, it's always on there in the same place. So I really love that. Great feature. But I do get a little bit of weeping just from the squonking action on this thing. So it's not super duper tidy. But let me take this apart and show it to you. Here's the lid. There's the 810. I love how the 810 has the O-ring on the inside of the top. And this is my new favorite 810 because that's actually a 510 diameter in there, basically. Let me get my measurement here. So if you look, the inside of the 510 is about 7.9. They probably spec'd it at 8, and then it came down a little bit narrow. And if you look at, say, a 510 from Dot Mod, here's a friction fit 510. That's also 7.98 inside there, probably spec to about 8 with the Teflon. And then if you take an 810, normal 810 here, 8.4, these do vary a little bit. Almost 10 on that one. So I love how this is a restricted vape atomizer for those of you who are kind of flavor chasing. I love this. It's my new favorite 510. I'm going to have one of these made for me. I'm going to ask Jeremy if he wants to do that. I love it. Hey, a person. Nice to see you. Hey, Chili Dog. Comme ça va? Ça va bien, monsieur? And there it is. Hey, Vape and Vixens. Great to see you. Let's do a little station identification. Hey, it's Eli Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters. It's VapeAM episode 211, and today we're doing the Mjolnir RDA from Cthulhu Mod. If you just tuned in, all I've done is thank Cthulhu Mod and take this thing apart and open the box so far. So there's the dual wall cap, and then this thing inside here rotates along this wall here to create the airflow that goes underneath. Here's our deck, and it's super easy to build. I'm going to take all this stuff out of here, and we're going to take it completely apart, and I'll show you what's up. This thing requires a little bit more wicking than I normally like to put into atomizers generally, and that's because it has a very large reservoir. And as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of big reservoirs in RDAs. I think you end up getting a lot of just juice sitting at the bottom because cotton is not necessarily a miracle. So my recommendation would be to shorten this thing up as much as possible. Actually reduce that well to nothing if you can. I know that sounds like it's not a feature, but to me that's actually not a feature to have more e-liquid in there. So we're taking this thing, I'm just letting a little bit of the e-liquid drip out of here. I'm going to just burn a little bit of it off. I have a 6 wrap. How many is that, guys? Help me count. I'll get my tool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's a 7 wrap fused Clapton I have in there. This thing comes to about 0.6, I think. 0.64 in this case. And so I've only been vaping this at 30, 35 watts, maybe 40 watts with the air open. It's working great. We're going to actually take a wrap out of that. So I'm going to disassemble this. We'll take the whole thing apart and we'll put it back together, take a wrap out, and then we'll put some more cotton in there and stuff. This is the Allen key that I use, and it is a 1.5 millimeter Allen key that I use for the actual deck. And all we have to do, obviously to get the coil out, is pop these 2 leads out. Put that through. This is really easy to build, so I give them tons of credit for being super easy to build. I want to take this all completely apart for you so you can see how this deck mechanism works with the bottom airflow. The idea is that you can drip into this and it doesn't come out the air flow directly like things normally do with bottom airflow. But again, like I said, I believe it may be slightly imperfect. It does, in fact, you can get it to do that if you take like an empty bottle and stick it on there and squeeze. So if I was at the bottom of a bottle and I stuck it in there and squeezed it through, and it did spew a bunch of the stuff right out the air hole. So it's possible, but it's generally not too bad. For the 510, the squonking 510, I'm using a 2mm Allen key, which they included both these sizes with the kit. Hey, Ollie Vape Reviews. He says the Dot Mod drip tip looks good. Yeah, I love those. They were on sale for Black Friday for $3, which is amazing. So now I've unscrewed that 510 right there. All I have to do is pull this little guy out of here. It comes out very easily. It's a little bit wet. My fingers are slippery, so it may seem a little awkward, but it's really not too bad. In fact, I'll take the paper towel here. Just pull it right out. So there's a lot of e-liquid in there because we were using it, obviously. And this is what I mean is that you have to wait for this stuff to come up and get into the cotton. And it would really be much more efficient just to shorten this and reduce the size of that chamber and reduce the amount of cotton you use, therefore reducing the amount of time it takes for the e-liquid to get to the top. Although, I must say that this is, for such low wattages, that this isn't a humongous problem with this thing. For example, when you put single 14s in here or whatever, you're not going to have a giant problem with that because the draw is so slow on the e-liquid that it tends to, it can come through over time. But you do have to wait. Even with the lower throughput of one of these direct lung devices with their restricted airflow, still does take some time. But I like this design. It's pretty cool. The airflow is such that it comes in and goes here underneath. So it's actually coming to the sides, not the bottom. Your cotton is coming through here, and the airflow, the airflow is coming through these little holes at the bottom. And I guess I'm going to move the focus up even further. You can see this. Oops. Sorry about that. I clicked the completely wrong button. I clicked the deactivate button, not the button I wanted to click. Hope you can see the camera. That would be cool if you could. Okay, good. I'm going to move the focus up a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Yeah. As you can see, the air comes in the sides here through this block and then up through the middle. And then the e-liquid itself goes into the bottom through the squonker. The squonker comes out right there underneath the air. And so the idea is that the air doesn't get polluted and then it come up through here. But like I said, it is not impossible for it to do so, but it doesn't generally. Let me just clean this up a little bit. If you just tuned in, good morning. I'm Eli juicyjones. We're looking at the Mjolnir RDA from Cthulhu Mod. Tell me where you're at and what you're vaping on. This is a live show. Smash the like and subscribe button right there. We just finished Black Friday. I'm just cleaning up this Mjolnir a little bit here to show you guys closely. It's about 24 millimeters. O-ring came off there when I cleaned it. I recommend that they maybe make these a little bit beefier and softer. The softness isn't a problem. They need to be a little fatter because they don't stop enough e-liquid from coming around the outside. And I would still, like I said, shorten this as much as possible. I would try to make this half this size for me. But that's so you know what you're dealing with. It fits in there super nicely. Fit and finish on this thing is pretty good. Got no problem with Cthulhu Mod. And their construction qualities, you guys know, they're excellent. Using the 2mm Allen key to put this back in. Oh, thank you for hitting the like button, Vaping Vixens. I really appreciate it. Hey, Martin Barker, great to see you. Good morning. Tell us where you're at and what you're vaping on. Oh, there's a little hair on there. All right, so that's the outside. Get this thing on. We'll take one wrap out of my old coil I have right here. All we gotta do is pull on that little guy. then we'll trim it again once it goes on there. Let me get down here so you can see. This thing is massively easy to build. What I'm going to do is, this is what I always do. In this case, I like to come in from the top so I can hold it. And I fasten one side, which in this case is going to be on your left. The same place it was before. I think I didn't quite get that right. There we go. And then I'm going to tension the other side till I like it. I like this low right next to the airflow. All you got to do is get it in there. Tighten that. You'll notice it looks a little bit diagonal. That's because I've shortened it a little bit on one side. That's because I want it to stretch a little bit. These are made of Kanthal. They will stretch a little bit. That's where I want them. Just about right. I think I need to raise them up just a teeny bit. And there we go. We're right above the airflow. Loading. Airflow should be coming right in there into its little butt. Looks good. So I'm going to trim that extra off on the side, which is really easy. This little K-Fun style deck works absolutely beautifully. And as you guys know, we're going to use quick wicks, tough wicks, juicy wicks, which is really great. You guys know I love this stuff dearly. And remember, in this atomizer, you have to use a little bit more cotton than we normally would on our channel. So I'm going to make this a little bit thick. I know this is too much just from feeling it and knowing that's a 2.5 millimeter. First, though, let's not forget, I always forget to fire these. You guys are so good. Chili Dog's got a squeezer mech, bottom fed with the Goon 1.5, single fuse Clapton 0.18, strawberry red current lemon DIY. That's his new all day. That sounds nice. We have 0.54, that's come down quite a bit. I'm going to turn that down. Looks pretty good. We're going to be low and slow. That is the tempo. Give it a second to cool off. Now let's see. Let's contemplate our cotton. This is too much. There's a natural division here. So I'm going to take a little bit off of that side, but I need to leave some. I'm afraid if I take all that off, it's too much. So let's see. Stranding and orientation of your cotton is supremely important because it has to travel through these little air pockets in an oriented way. So you don't want it to be knotty or strange or gummed up or anything like that. Probably put a little extra in, cut the ends off because we can. Fingernails are not quite doing it, are they? Well, it's working. This is a single coil and it's not quite going through there and it's bending up my coil. So instead of doing that, I'm going to just pull a little bit out of here. Just a little more. Now, as far as, like I said, the amount of cotton, we're going to use a little more than we normally would on the channel because this has a big deep well. And to reduce some of the mess that occurs from some of the extra juice and to soak up some of the bottom, we're just going to make sure that we put enough in. This isn't doing exactly what I want. And now we have an uneven amount of cotton here, which makes me unhappy. So what I'm going to do is switch to a new piece, start over. That's what we do. We get it right the first time, if we can. If we can't, start over. Do it again. What I'm doing is I'm feeling this for thickness. I'm trying to find the spot that I want to fold it and stick it through. And I think I've got, oh, I'm so sorry we've been off camera this whole time. I had no idea. Yeah, it's got a really large juice well in there. Okay. And I'm going to cut this one pretty long, as you can see. We're going to go down inside there. And that's going to hit on the bottom and make a little cup and touch. I don't generally love using this much cotton, but I'm doing it. It's really necessary so that it isn't as messy. You'll have better results with this, but for squonking it will be slightly worse because it'll simply take longer for it to come up out of the bottom. What will happen is that you'll keep squonking to get the liquid to rise up and touch the coils. In my opinion, squonkers really ought to touch the coil while you're squonking, not go down below and rely on the cotton. That's just my opinion. But we're looking good here. We've got some Latiza in here, which is great. This is strictly for direct to lung singles and low wattage builds. It's really not for your giant super Claptons and that kind of stuff. So that's one thing I like about Cthulhu Mod, like I was saying earlier, is that they really sort of cater to the off-brand type of vapor who doesn't really want the next smock thing or the biggest vape. Flavor chasers. I made this mess here. You guys know our policy here on the channel. You get one mess on me. The first time, it's a huge mess. Okay. I'm just making sure we have good contact, that we broken the surface area of the cotton, that it's absorbing e-liquid. Making sure the machine is working. I turn this wattage down to like 15. Giving it a little bit of a tiny vape just to get the juices flowing. Oh, this stuff smells so good. There we go. Looks like we're pretty good. I need to just give it a little touchy touch on the side there. Let's close her up. Clean up. Get these away. Put our Juicy Wicks back into the Juicy Wicks bag. Absolutely love this cotton. The amount of cotton. One of the reasons why that I doctor this stuff so much and touch it so much is that the amount of cotton that this Juicy Wicks holds is enormous, and it really pays to prime it when you're doing it. All right, there we go. Just doing a little cleanup here. New coil, yes. 0.53, looking pretty good. 35 watts. Bad. Squonking. And there's an airflow chamber right there underneath coming through, and the juice is going down the outside next to these ends. So it's not a bad design. And I just think it's too tall, personally. And the actual execution, something happens to where this gets a little bit weepy. Like, do you see how stuff can come out of the airflow occasionally? It just happens. But it's very smooth. Let's vape it. It's got extremely smooth airflow. It's pretty good. It only gets a little tiny bit gurgly every once in a while. I'm still wiping off little bits of just fingerprint. This is sort of just capillary action, drawing it out from your fingers, from the insides there. Flavor is good. Good cloud production. This is much better with single battery builds in it and singles. So I recommend this thing. It's about 30 bucks. Give it a shot. Check it out. There's a link in the description from one of these at Heaven Gifts. They're on pre-order right now. And I think it's what, 28 something? Yeah, $28, $29. Don't forget that if you use the code juicyjones HQ, you get 15% off of everything at Heaven Gifts. And so I don't know how much that comes out to, but it's like 3, 4, 5, 6 bucks off. Anyway, so that makes it like $22, $25. So I think it's okay. I want one of these new drip tips. I think that they may have gotten a little bit of a miss on the O-rings, and so they need to maybe just make these bigger, because you see how much liquid is right there, just left over from the vape. You know, you don't have to open and close it as much as I do, but that does end up underneath the mod. I love the little lock. I like the airflow. I wish the airflow were a little tighter. Hence, again, why these O-rings should be a little bit beefier. If the O-rings here were a little bit tighter, it would stay there a little more. Sometimes when I'm vaping, I feel it just kind of move. I like the adapter for the 510 that they include with it. I think that's a cool idea. I personally preferred the 810 that I put on here, but I was very glad that they gave me this chance to do this for you. Use an 810 or a 510. Because as you guys know, I think 510s are really great. And the truth is, this is the same size as a 510, so that's why I prefer it. It also looks pretty good this way. And in fact, one of the reasons I had the gold one on was because, can I get that out of there? Also, it's interesting too, because I was able to get this out of the gold one. And look, I'm able to get it out of the purple one too. Sometimes these 810 adapters can be brutal. We'll put that guy in there. And if you guys saw the thumbnail, then you saw my new .mod.squonk. Which is a pretty cool little box. And at 0.5, I'm hoping this is better on this single than the 0.6 was, because the 0.6 was a little bit too much. It's really for a series duel. Good, not quite warm enough for me still with the single. The flavor is good. It's got smooth airflow. It looks super nice. So check this thing out. Click on the link. Thanks to Cthulhu Mod. I love all you guys. Stick around. The show is live. We're going to go into the hangout section here. And so for the live section, I say thank you so much. If you wanted to watch this little mini review of the Mjolnir, then you're finished. You don't have to. But if you want to stick around and chat with us, that's great. I would love that. Click like and subscribe. We're here twice a week, and we do vape stuff. We don't insult you. We don't try to sell you everything under the fucking sun, and we don't lie to you either. That's one other thing. Join us on Discord. Click on the link in the description, and I love you all. Thank you so much for watching this. The Mjolnir. Yum. That's cute. So I saw you guys. What, somebody was being profane in the chat? Is that what's going on? I see someone deleted a bunch of messages. Sorry, you guys had to edit so much. Whatever. So, how are you guys? What do you guys think of the Mjolnir? Tell me. I'm going to put it back on the pulse after I drop it mercilessly. I have it on here so I can adjust the wattage and see the resistance. 0.54, 35 watts. I believe that's what we were doing. Very good. Very smooth. Yeah, extremely smooth. It's really good. I'm going back to the 810 just because it's the same as the 510 and it's slightly shorter. Great vapor production, smooth airflow. The flavor's good. I like this thing. Yum. So Dr. Dolphy says, you don't see lightning over there either? It's interesting that we don't have that here. I'm from Dallas originally, and in Dallas, there is lightning and thunder like crazy all the time during all the storms. It is wild. I'm going to clean up this purple drip tip, put it back into my Aromomizer V2. That's a nice purple. Michaela says I'm using her mug. That's right. I love this thing. And I glued the handle back on just for you and me, really. So I broke this, and you can see I actually super glued the handle back on because I love this mug. Sorry, I couldn't live without it. It's one of my largest mugs that is the size of a normal mug. It has relatively thin walls and is shaped like this and is low profile and holds a full 16 ounces. Key. Or no, maybe it's 14. And Liquid Sunshine is my other favorite mug, but we only have one of those. I want another big 16-ounce mug just like Liquid Sunshine, but I can't find one I like. I'm so picky. I'm so picky and annoying. I also like how Cthulhu Mod packages their stuff. They put in Cthulhu Mod's package material are the cutouts from their little vapes. So as you can see, they cut out the foam to fit these in, and it's so funny because you get these as your packing peanuts. So look, I've got little atomizers from Cthulhu Mod. There it is. Nice. Ha! I love that. And drip tips. That actually would work as a drip tip. Actually, maybe not. So for Black Friday, I bought one of these guys, a Dot Squonk. It's only like $45. And they sent me some silly extra doors. They're nice. I'm going to trade them with Rob, Sub Sapper. But these are the red doors they sent, which looks absolutely terrible on here. So he's going to send me the Ultim doors, and I'm going to send him the red doors. He owns the red mod. So mix and match. I also got a whole bunch of these things. These were $3 a piece. So I ordered 5 of them. 6. No, 5. 6. So it was only 18 bucks for all of them. Now I have a whole bunch of these, which I love. Excited about that. What did you guys get for Black Friday? Oh, it looks like Michaela says she has her fur babies in her lap. I love that. Hey, Thomas Tortson, it's great to see you. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in here on the Hangout section of VapeAM. This is episode 211 of the show. Can you guys believe that? 211. 211 episodes, and I did like 75 or 80 episodes of the other show, and we did like 20 episodes of the other 2 shows that I had that aren't on the channel anymore. Like, I've done so many episodes of these shows. So many of them. Michaela, I got all of the Black Friday stuff from Dot Mod. These are Dot Mod friction fit drip tips. The ones I'm always talking about. I'm always talking about the friction fit drip tips, and those are the actual ones. I love them. I have a black one right here somewhere. There it is. It's on my Mystique tank, which I need to fill this up. Cool. It's nice. I've got my Dot RDA on there with the Trinity glass cap. Looks filthy and disgusting, but it's cool. Good morning, Chris Callahan. Thanks for tuning in live. That's so great to see you. You missed the review part where we went over the Mjolnir, but it's still right here. Ask any questions you want. You can watch it on a replay if you want to. I took it all apart, rebuilt it. Tell me where you're at and what you're vaping on. Mjolnir's good. It's a little too tall for me. Flavor's good. I'm at 35 watts, 0.54. Ah, looks like Michaela got that top side for 45 bucks. That's good. Have you already received that? I think you have, right? I'm pretty sure. Did you send a picture? I don't think you put a picture in, but I think you said you got it. Please remind me. And that's the one you said is great, and everybody wants that to be a double too later. People want them to make a double version of that. So yeah, I'm just looking it up on the line too. On the inner tubes. Chris in Georgia vaping on a Pulse X. That's awesome. In fact, one of the things I'm excited about is that Gary sent me a Pulse X, and he sent me another one. I'm so sorry, Gary. I forgot the name of it already, but they're in the other room on the coffee table. I'm sitting there. They're waiting. We're going to do a Saturday show and open up that guy. Owen says the double is already in the works, allegedly. That's cool. Maybe Dopeful will have a hit per change. That's cool. It says on sale by Christmas. That's very soon. Speaking of Christmas, what do you guys think about the best of the year stuff? We should start talking about that. Tell me what you think, because it's coming up. And I can tell you right now, my favorite mod of the year so far has got to be the Puxos. And my favorite RDA of the year, I don't know yet. I may give that to the Kali Master Kit. Is that lame? Tell me if that's lame if I give it to the Kali Master Kit. It's just one of my thoughts, because whether I should put it in the running at all, but it's kind of last year's kit, Or was it? No, Cali's this year. So the Cali is the RDA of the year for sure. I remember now. It came out in January or February. I thought it came out in December. But I remember that we went to the show in December and then came back, and I think I got it like January 1st or 15th or something. So the Cali, by far, the RDA of the year. My favorite mod has to be the Puxos so far. We're going to enter them all and talk about them. And Michaela, the Cali Master Kit is just the Cali that they sell now. They call it the Master Kit. It includes the 810 adapter. The original one was the Cali, and then they had an 810 adapter, and now they sell the Master Kit that has 4 tops and the 810 adapter. So that's got to be that kit. There've been a bunch of mods out this year. You know, I want to say the Zenith 3 also is one of the underdog favorites of my entire life. Like, I love this mod. It's replaced my Noisy Cricket, even though it's a little bit bigger than a Noisy Cricket. At least it has a little bit of that feel to it, and it works beautifully. That's got my katana tank on it. So the Master Kit is for the RDA. The mod, I don't know 100% because there's been a lot of mods this year, but I'm leaning towards the Puxos. And the sub-ohm tank, man, that's going to be tough. My favorite sub-ohm tank is going to be the Aspire Nautilus or Cleto Pro, I think. Maybe. I know. It's either that or the Falcon or the coil art, and I haven't 100% decided, but here's my coil art kit right here. I vape these all the time, have them with me all the time, and it's because I just keep trying to decide which ones I like the best. And I'm pretty sure it's the Cleto Pro, which I've dropped a few times, obviously, but it could be the Falcon. In order, they're kind of like right now, but I'm still deciding. I still love my katana. It's actually really good. I still love the Freemax Mesh Pro. That's more of a style differentiation than the vape. I need to get a cleaner in here for the air. Mikhail's asking, does the Falcon come with coils or an RDA? It comes with coils. It's a factory coil type of tank. Oh, Jay Jerry says I gotta include single coil RDA. So okay, he likes the drop solo. As you guys know, I'm not a fan of the drop, but I'm glad you said that. That's one of the contenders. Ed's gotta go. Have a great day. See you on Discord, buddy. For singles, for me, it's either the B2K or there've been a lot of good singles. To be quite honest, that's a tough one. Maybe I'll just declare it the year of the single and then give them all credit because they're real good. Otofo. I still think that mesh RDAs are no good, in my opinion. Chris Callahan says the recurve. Oh, okay. All right, well, the construction has started upstairs, so... And the Shogun were 20 or 2700. Yeah, David Harms, I think I hear exactly what you're saying. There's several mods that I don't really love because they weren't 2700, so that's a good point. Okay, and loves the hermetic. Thank you. So we got to go because they're starting construction upstairs. I hope you couldn't hear that. I can. There's a sound of someone drilling in the floor upstairs. So please forgive me. I gotta end this. So I love all you guys. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters. This has been our live show. Trying to get out of here before the sawing starts one more time. But in the comments, tell me what you think about best of the year stuff. Thank you for everything you've said so far, and I'm going to capture this and save it. And we'll do a vote and talk about it more on Discord. Click on the Discord link, and I will see you guys all on Saturday. Let me find a vape. This is my Mjolnir. Thank you.